Hello and welcome. I'm Jodie Thompson, and today I have the absolute pleasure of talking to a true hero in the network marketing industry, a man who for the last 18 years has developed teams of over 40,000 reps across 25 different countries, with many of them actually earning over $1 million working from home. So a journey that started when his 8-year-old son climbed onto his lap one Saturday morning and asked, "Daddy, do you still love me?" So the heartbreak from that question was a catalyst, and 6 months later, he quit his corporate job and went to work to get his life back and become the dad and the husband that he wanted to be. So during the years that followed that life-changing decision, he has passionately been teaching people how to live happy, stay young, and for inspiring so many others around the world. And today I really want to be asking him about the highly successful Straight Talk radio show that is on the Home Business Radio Network that has listeners spanning across 120 different countries. So, Mr. Terry Petrovick from North Carolina, welcome.
Thank you so much, Jodie. It's an honor and a privilege to be here and to chat with everybody today.
That is so cool. So, I'm going to dive straight in because, as I said, we really wanted to talk today about your radio show. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, you know, the whole concept of the Home Business Radio Network really is to raise the bar for the entire industry. You know, there's so many people like myself and, you know, millions of people all over the world who have believed in the concept of working from home, but just have never been able to do that. So about 30 of the top income earners in our profession have come together. We give unconditionally to share our lessons, our success stories, our biggest challenges, but probably most of all to help people get the proper mindset. Because the truth is, if you don't have the proper mindset, nothing you do matters. So it's really about providing lots of value. Some of it is how-to training tips. Some of it is mindset. Some of it is leadership development. Some of it is just downright tactical stuff. Some of it is like I went to a networking event a couple of days ago, and I met this woman, and within 30 seconds she was pitching me on her deal and, you know, talking about the comp plan and international expansion. And I grabbed her on the shoulder and I said, "Can I ask you a question? How long have you been in this business?" She says, "Oh, since February." I said, "What do you do?" She said, "I'm a nurse." I said, "Let's go step outside." And I said, "Everything you said, you never want to do that." And she said, "Well, my upline never told me." So what we really try to do is just to kind of bring a lot of value, a lot of experience to our listeners. And it is so much fun because the feedback is absolutely amazing.
Well, and as it should be. I mean, you know, the biggest reason why I support the network marketing industry in all forms is because it was my doorway to personal development.
Yep.
And as you talk about with the mindset, I mean, you know, that nurse, there is nothing wrong with anything, whatever people do. All you can do is get better. So, of course, she's so excited and she's so interested and she wants to make this happen. But what you guys are sharing is just absolutely awesome. So, and that actually brings me on to another question that it's sort of, I guess, the difference between face-to-face networking and being online. Is there actually a difference, or is the same method of say, connecting with people, you know, across the board?
Well, my personal belief is it's all about the relationship. How you get into that initial conversation, whether it be through a Facebook ad, I'm doing some PPC ads right now, or going to a local networking event. You want that initial conversation. Now, there's two trains of thought. One train of thought is I never pick up the phone, I never talk to anybody. My experience in 20 years is those relationships aren't relationships, so they don't last. And if you want to build a long-term sustainable income, it really is all about getting to know the person, building a relationship, trying to figure out where they are, and more importantly, where they want to go, and then trying to help them. And I'll tell you this, as a leader, my daughter's been doing network marketing full-time right out of high school. She graduated 19 years old. She probably made 60 grand. So,
Wow.
Not too shabby for a 19-year-old. She was actually recruiting her teachers and making more money than they were, which was hilarious. But for me as a dad and me as a leader, one of my biggest struggles was being patient with her in her process. So that's one of the things that I think that's really where the relationship comes in. You know, if you and I were to, you know, become business partners today, Joni, that's just the begin, Jody, of where we are and where we want to go. Because if we have a connection and we have a relationship, we're going to get through the hard times and we're going to enjoy the good times. And you know what? Everybody has hard times. Everybody has their limiting beliefs, the blocks that hold them back. So, you know, again, I go back to this is really relationship marketing. It's about building that relationship, building on that relationship, and then helping each individual go through personal development. I mean, you can see behind me, I've got hundreds of books. I'm a horrible reader, by the way, but I know the value of, you know, reading and making myself a little bit better every single day. And that's what we as leaders have to do. And if we have a relationship and we're working with somebody who is teachable, coachable, and trainable, we can help them create the quality of life that they want. And I don't care what company you're with.
Okay, so, I mean, 40,000 people is probably still a bit shy at this stage, but you can't, is it possible to have a relationship with 40,000 people? Or can you tell us a little bit about, I guess, how you've incorporated technology and what else has been shifting on the horizon over 20 years? I mean, there's been a lot of consciousness evolution as well as technology evolution. So, yeah, I mean, how are you actually building those relationships?
Well, you know, it begins with one person, and as the duplication happens, you know, you could personally enroll 10 people, but only one of those individuals wants to show up as leader and show up as doing the activities, doing the personal development, reading the 10 pages of a good book. So of those 40,000 people, I have probably 12 solid leaders, but I've built relationships with people. You know, it's I think people need to understand it's about getting lots of people to do a little bit every single day. Not, you know, somebody doing just, you know, 40, 50 hours a week every week. It's getting the moms, the dads, you know, the 5-hour weeks, the 10-hour weeks, and the compound effect takes in and just works. Now, technology, absolutely. You know, I do team conference calls. I record them. I make them available. Email marketing, Facebook pages, groups, secret groups, hidden groups, all that kind of stuff. So it's still all about engagement. And, you know, it's funny. Some people get started, and in our company, the first incentive is to get an iPad. Some people get the iPad and you never hear from them again. The next level is the Lexus car, and then they earn the Lexus car and you never hear from them again. So everybody's got their own journey. Some people, they just want the incentive trip. They get the incentive trip and you never hear from them again. Well, I don't really call those people leaders. But when you get somebody who really has a big vision, you know, here's what I know. If you talk to people about product, you're going to attract product users. If you talk to people about the business, you're probably going to attract recruiters. But if you talk about vision, then you attract leaders. So it's those leaders then who go out and just build organizations all over the world. And it's those leaders really that allow us to build massive organizations and really leverage our time and money. You know, one of the businesses I've been with for 16 years, I haven't touched it in 5 years, and I still make a full-time residual income on it. That's called a beautiful thing.
It is beautiful. But what's come up for me, though, is that vision. And I remember sort of first listening to one of my leaders talk about painting that picture or seeing that vision. And what I kept doing was going outside of myself. I kept going to, you know, making some kind of massive legacy statements in the world. Whereas in actual fact, the truth was, just like you, and even reading that, like I felt a little bit of a lump in my throat. That vision for you started with just wanting to be to having a great husband.
Yep, absolutely.
Time with them.
Absolutely.
I'm sure your vision has grown from that, but I really wanted to make that key point because I've personally been through it myself. When I tried to go too far out there, I actually got overwhelmed by it and couldn't stick with it. But coming back into the heart space.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's something that a lot of trainers teach, and we have all heard about it. It's something called affirmations. An affirmation could be, you know, I make $10,000 a month, or I have a team of 10,000 people, or I'm in my ideal relationship. Well, the truth is, there's reality, and then there's your affirmation. And the problem with affirmations is there's that belief gap. So the subconscious mind says, come on, Terry, you're not making 10 grand a month. you're barely paying your credit card bills. So the subconscious mind goes into doubt. Now there's something called Affirmations, like affirmations except with an R. And the magic is with the affirmation is you ask yourself a question. And the question could be, why do I make $10,000 a month? Now your subconscious mind goes into justifying all the activities, and this business is based on doing the proper activities to create whatever you want, whether it's your ideal body weight or $10,000 a month or a team of 10,000 people. When you say, why am I at my ideal body weight? It's because I exercise, I make better food choices, it's all that. So I just want to share that I've helped so many people with just shifting just a little bit, that's the slight edge, from affirmations to Affirmations. And there's a great book by Noah St. John you can get on Amazon, and he's got lots of free videos on YouTube. This is really, really a phenomenal program I recommend.
That's awesome. And I love that sort of just that slight twisting word. And again, it's taking it from the external and bringing it into the internal. So
that's right.
Space. It's really, really powerful. Okay, so any other changes or sort of shifts in the environment that you can think of that, say if somebody was starting out new, that they should quickly adopt in whether their leaders themselves are teaching one particular format, anything you would definitely recommend?
Well, I go back to integrity and authenticity. It's be real. Now, if you're brand new, one of the things I coach people, whether it's in our company or other companies, is get to know people who are making 6 and 7 figures, because they are where you want to be. And you will learn through osmosis by doing three-way calls, by mirroring and modeling what they do. So again, whether you're building online or offline, I do both. It's all going to come down to you building that relationship with people. Nobody likes to be hyped. Nobody likes to be sold. I honor people like that. In fact, I tell people, I hate to be sold, but I love to buy. So, I've taken all the sales courses. I've, did all the sales tactics and sold a big pack and all that kind of stuff. But the truth is, they were sold into it. And that never works. When people see what you have to offer as a solution to their problem, maybe it's sending their, child to the ideal college, or having a family vacation, or changing their address. When they see you as the person, and your company as the person in the vehicle that can help them change, and this is online or offline, it doesn't really matter. To me, the whole online stuff just makes it easier. It makes it easier to screw up faster and to irritate a lot more people, because, with the radio show, I get pitched every day on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and my phone number's all over the internet. Anybody can find me. I get all these robocalls all the time. But at the same time, I do get calls from high-quality people. And so, you kind of ignore all the noise. Sometimes you have to do that. And it's interesting, my daughter now is 31, and she's pretty much off of Facebook because she found herself scrolling and reading all these stories about all these people that had nothing to do with her. And, so she's a busy mom now, and so she's very, very focused on the activities that take her closer towards her goal. So when you use technology, use it to your advantage, and don't get sucked into the technology space, because it can eat your lunch. Absolutely.
Well, exactly, and it's a bit like coming back to that affirmation as well, and that vision of, if you really wanted to have a quality life, if you're going to give up an 8 or 9 hour a day job to do this, the last thing you want to be doing is spending 12 or 13 hours a day at home.
That's right.
And missing out on your family.
That's right.
It's probably something else to really stay focused on as well.
Absolutely.
Okay, so is there any particular country in the world that is really taking grasp of the network marketing business model more so than others that you can see?
I just see a big surge all over the place. I mean, it really, really is. It's always been popular here in North America, but Asia is certainly hot. I'm seeing, pops of activity in Africa right now. And to me, the most amazing thing, it's like that new song that everybody has heard all over the world by Pharrell Williams, Happy. It's like everybody wants to be happy. And what the network marketing business model provides is hope and the chance at financial freedom. So if you show up consistently and persistently over a long period of time, I think you can be successful. We see it in India. We see it in New Zealand. I see it all over the place. And the thing that I look for as a business leader is desire. I want somebody who has a burning desire to create a better quality of life. It's not about the money. It's what you do with the money. And what I've seen from a consistency in terms of retaining people, when it's linked to a cause or a mission that's bigger than the individual, a culture almost of people who are coming together to make people better, which is what we're part of, that's highly attractive to people because it's missing out there.
Exactly, and that's what people follow on from as well. I mean, and that's, I just actually like to suggest that is the qualityoflifeoffer.com, is that
Yep.
your website with the road to freedom?
It is.
Those kind of inspiring stories will help an individual create their own, driving force, their own vision. There's something that's bigger than them that then energetically just attracts people to follow as well.
Yeah, it's interesting. I have another blog called happiness2success.com, and when I'm out doing things locally, networking, or even online, I don't talk about my product or my business first. I usually talk about, people say, what do you do? I show people how to live happy and stay young. And they're like, well, what's that about? And I take them through the philosophy of the Slight Edge, which is a book written by Jeff Olson, which is everything we've been talking about. It's about doing those little things consistently and persistently over a long period of time. So whether we're talking about relationships, health, finances, personal development, it's the little things that matter. Because you ask any parent, what do you want for your child? Do you want them to be rich or you want them to be happy? And you always say, happy. But most people are never taught how to be happy. So it's more of a philosophy. So what I find, most people want to learn about that. And there's been a big movement in the world of positive psychology around happiness, lots of science, lots of studies, and all that kind of stuff. So again, that's nothing about my product or my company, but it's about who I am, my character, what I'm about. I'm about showing people how to become happier because my dad was an engineer. His formula for success was you go to school, you work hard, you become successful, you get promoted, you'll make a lot of money, and then you'll be happy. And then your 8-year-old son climbs into your lap and breaks your heart. So that formula for success is totally backwards. But most people are...
Our parents and the generations are only taught what they're taught as well. And
Yep.
that's why this is such an important time in the world, because these massive shifts are happening.
Absolutely.
And they're happening because there's more and more people like yourself who are inspiring more and more people, 40,000 people around the world, to operate from their heart, to really tune in and say, okay, what will make you happy? And I think it's just, it's massively inspiring and actually really quite motivating to go and get on with it. It really is.
And it's fun. It's fun. It's fun when you see people changing who they are and their character and how they show up, and you see people evolve, and that's just absolutely amazing, rewarding, and just a blast to be part of that process. And it is a process, Sometimes myself, it's like this, But as long as you're going up a little bit each time, you might have downtimes, but as long as you get up and dust yourself off, hey, it's called life. Everybody has their own challenges, and it's okay. It's okay if you get depressed. It's okay if you fall down. It's okay if you want to quit. Everybody's been there, but you got to have that vision of where you want to go and why you want to go there, and that's the courage point.
Exactly, and those low points then just become, you can actually quite easily see the lesson and the gift.
Yeah.
If your vision is for that happiness, then you're not going to be, really getting upset when you're on the down point. It's like, no, okay, I can see what I've learned here now. Time to get on.
That's right.
Very cool. Okay, so we've got qualityoflifeoffer.com
Right.
To learn more about your particular road to freedom, and happiness2success.com. And of course, just tell us the website again for the radio show.
It's homebusinessradionetwork.com.
Excellent.
Yep.
Right, so we'll have all of those links live here so everyone can click through to it. But I just want to say thank you so much, Terry Petrovick. It's been really enlightening and really inspiring to listen to you talk with such passion about this industry that has really become, it's been over half of your life, really, hasn't it?
Well, yeah, I'm almost 57, so yeah, it's like. But
this is the key. Here we go. Vital happiness. Oh my God, you don't look 57.
Well, it's part of who I am. It's about living a happy life, and I do market an anti-aging product, and that does help too. But what I want everybody to understand really is, I don't care where you are in the world, and I don't care what your circumstances are. I believe with every fiber of my being, if you show up in this industry and you work on yourself, and I encourage people to read 10 pages of a good book a day. That's the slight edge. Now, if you read 10 pages of a good book a day, is it going to change you today or next week? Probably not. This month? Maybe. But if you do that every day, that's 3,650 pages, which is about 12 good books. I promise you, if you work on yourself and you read 12 good books a year, you will change your philosophy, you will change your actions, you will change your vision, and you will create the quality of life that you want. So, Jodie, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much, Terry. Look forward to seeing you again soon.
Okay. Thank you, dear.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.